This week on Tech Byte, we're packing a lot of information in, just like these cameras pack in to put out some high-resolution images. I'm Patrick Moates. Welcome to this week's Tech Byte.
Brought to you by Rogers Technology, transforming tech challenges into solutions.
So with me in studio today, I've got some guests, one all the way from New York City just to be on our little show here, and then Karen here, who's a Chattanooga brand photographer. So guys, thank you very much for coming. Wayne, tell us, what have you brought us from Phase 1 and why does everybody need to see this?
Well, perfect. Thanks for having us, Patrick. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your time. So what we have right here is the Phase 1 digital cameras, or photographic system, as I like to say. And what we are what we call medium format. Just to give an idea what that means, the sensor is 645. It's a much larger sensor. It's full frame. And also very high resolution. And one of the ways that manifests itself is just being able to do large prints, incredible detail, and also we talk about dynamic range. What that means is the ability to have highlights, detail in the highlights and in the shadows and at the same time, because very often one needs to make a choice whether you want it in the highlights or the shadows, and we can do both. Now the one we have right here is our XF camera, and it's kind of our workhorse. I make it analogous to a Swiss Army knife in that it does everything. And from studio, product, architecture, landscape, and many different genres. So what happened over time, we had a lot more photographers wanting to get into landscape and architecture. And then we came out with, this is called the XT. Same thing, the camera goes on just like the other one. But this one actually has some movements. It's a little smaller, and the lens can tilt, and much lighter and easier to carry. And then shortly after that, we made XC. This came out recently. It's kind of a street cam or a travel camera. It's a fixed lens. We've got two of them, one in a 23mm and one in a 40mm. Very ergonomically nice, very easy to use.
So let's let that segue into Karen here. You're a Phase 1, I joked and called you a sponsored athlete earlier. So you're a Phase 1 user, you're a brand photographer. You use it in your everyday life, and these are clearly not cell phone cameras. So how do you use these, and what do they do for you and your brand?
So it has elevated my work. I really wanted to have something that allowed me to do all the things that I do. My photography is not just one thing. I needed the workhorse. This one, I have the XF, so I photograph food, products, architecture, and interiors, which of course means I'm going to need all the lenses that also support that. So it's very
Well, you're a
heavy,
photographer, you can't have just
yes,
one.
No, you can't. So, but I've been really happy with it, and it goes with me everywhere. It's my primary camera, and I don't have any reason to change that anytime soon.
The thing about one lens, can you say that again, just because my wife is probably watching?
You need the lens
We need
to
more than
support, for architecture and interiors. This is my lens. It's a wide angle, so it will basically allow you to see as much of the room as possible. I also have this macro lens, so that works really well when I'm shooting food or products.
So obviously we featured a lot of cool stuff here today, and it's a lot of information to take in, just like the cameras take in a lot of information. So if you have questions about today's episode, you can reach my friends at their respective websites right here on the screen. If you have other questions or need to see us feature your idea, you can email me directly. I'm Patrick Moates. Thank you to Wayne and Karen for joining us today. Thank you for watching Tech Byte.
Brought to you by Rogers Technology, transforming tech challenges into solutions.